Hello again. Today I want to give a devotional. I want to finish my testimony. In the month of March was a month of releasing things, letting go of things, and replacing. But it has taken me longer than the month of March. As I was stating in the journaling session, I had a lot of mail, a lot of things, a lot of papers, a lot of important things that I have collected over the years. And some of the things I just chose to save. I have a lot of, or I had a lot of receipts that I couldn't even see the ink on anymore. But as a habit and as a budgeting tool, I save my receipts each month in an envelope. And when I buy something, I just place it in the envelope. That way, if I ever need to take something back or I want to calculate how much I have spent for the month, I can just go back and tally my receipts and see that. I know they have apps for that, but I like to physically see my envelope. If it's getting too thick, I know that I have spent or I am spending too much money. Okay. So how did you do last month? If you keep an envelope system, did your envelope of spending receipts feel really thick? Because I'm trying to keep mine feeling thin. That's just a way to physically gauge if I'm doing well with my spending. Anyway, so I had for years a lot of papers, things that were really important that I needed to keep up with in different categories. Let me tell you, it just seemed like such an overwhelming task to go through each one. But what God is doing and has done in my life is He's cleaning me up. And I just tell you, I felt like crying. Let me get to that part. Prior to me getting to this phase of my God cleaning me up and clearing things out and making me more organized. I don't know if you need organization in your life, but I'm one of those people that is really not that organized. I'm always doing things. I'm highly motivated and always into something. I have a dream. I have a goal. I have a task I'm working on. And then I have people that I love and that I'm trying to, help in different areas and different responsibilities I have. And so I have to keep paperwork for different categories. And I knew that I needed to get out of debt at the beginning of the year. My goal was actually to be debt free since 2020. And it takes time when you have a certain amount that you need to pay off, okay? Unless you get a lump sum of money from somewhere, you have to actually strategize and work on it. So I've been working and then things happen and things don't always fall into place the way you would like them to. And you have to pivot. I'm going to watch my brothers. I haven't seen my brothers on the Pivot broadcast in months, and I look forward to watching their broadcast. They bring me joy cutting up sometimes, and I also learn a lot about people and different subjects. That was a side note. But as I had to pivot in my circumstance and get back on track many times, God made a way for me to stay on task in that area. And then He took me to another area. Listen, I knew that I needed to get rid of some things, but sometimes, let me help you understand this, because I know I'm not the only one. Some of us want to hold on to things because we think we will need things. Whether it's old clothing, there's nothing wrong with it. Why, might need this down the road. So I understand that. But some things we just don't need to keep anymore. For instance, I had old bills. Like I said, I had old receipts that I couldn't even see the ink on anymore. Old budgets, old advertisements, old coupons. I'm talking about, yeah, stuff that was expired. So with that said, if you have, even electronically, if you have trials that you have subjected yourself to and they're about to end and they're going to charge your account, you might want to revisit some of those things that you might not even be thinking about, because next thing you know, they might deduct money from your account, which will throw you off balance and throw you into overdraft. Okay, so those trials and those things that you have signed up for that are about to expire, or those things that are going to automatically renew, you need to keep up with that. That's part of your budgeting, to write down what's coming up this month, what's going to automatically renew, or what am I going to have to renew myself, and what is it that I don't want to continue. That was a side note. But with the mail, can you imagine having old bills for years? And then once you pay something off, you just maybe need the settlement letter and a letter that stated that it's paid, closed, okay? And then you can get rid of all of those times they sent you stuff, okay? All of those pieces of mail that was telling you these offers they had for you and your balance month after month. But until you settle it, you might need to keep some of that stuff. So God took me from the one process to the second phase, and that's this clearing out these things and these papers and these mailings that I no longer needed, these old bills, and some things I choose to keep, like memorabilia, things that are sentimental and really important, drawings maybe from my children, and programs from ceremonies where they were on honor roll, and cards that people sent me for birthdays and invitations and wedding souvenirs, things like that. I choose to keep those things, but I have them in one big tub, okay, one big tote or bin. But the other stuff, God laid it before me, and it was like, oh Lord, I have all this stuff everywhere. This is just so much. And I have all these bins I'm looking at. And God spoke to me and put in my spirit to arrange it by most important. So I took a cart and I put in there folders. But first I wrote down, what are the things that are the most important? If I had to get out of Dodge and I had to leave town, what are the things that I would have to have? So the really most important things, I have this little book called Keeping Things Simple for My Family in case something ever happened to me. You want to keep things like your birth certificates, your marriage license, your passports, your titles to your cars, your deeds to your property. You want to keep things like that, in social security card, things, whatever documents that you really cannot afford to lose. You want to keep those things in a certain place. You want to keep your budgeting, whatever it is that you're currently doing with your budget. You want to keep those things safe and very close. You want to keep things like your registrations and your records, things that you really, really need foremost. And so that's how I started. So I had about 8 to 9 folders of things that I really, really have to have, that these are really things that I need. And then the other stuff, yes, I need to keep them and I need to organize them. But first I need to get them all together. So I still have some things that I need to sort through, but I have it all together. And I didn't just want to start throwing some things away without opening, because I have stuff that's not even open and it may be important. So I want to leave you with, I felt so good afterwards. I felt such a release, and every step in the process I saw it getting better and less paper on the floor. And oh my goodness, I could cry that it felt so good. I want to encourage you, and I want this to be an example to you. I know it's overwhelming. I know you don't know where to begin with some things, but once you get started, believe me, you're going to feel so much better. God bless you.